Good afternoon, Dasen. What are the emergency services actually saying about this?
Well, firstly, Mfundo, let me just locate myself. I'm here in the back of an ambulance now. I'm with KZN VIP Medical. We're on the roads, as are many of the paramedics during this time of the year. Fortunately, it would seem that the worst of it is over. Those were the busy periods of December and obviously the New Year's weekend as well. But it doesn't mean that they are now without anything to do. They are still responding to calls in and around the city. Remember, it's also a time when we have lots of visitors here in our city from other provinces, and they've come here to enjoy the festive season. But the only good news that we can take away after our conversation with the Premier yesterday was that the road fatalities had come down. But as he had said, and I think as many people agree, one is one too many, and a lot of it has in the past been attributed to human error. So let me now bring in Gareth Naidu from KZN VIP Medical. Gareth, I was just talking about this being a particularly busy period for paramedics. Just take me through what it's been like, especially after we saw the curfew being scrapped. Has it been a lot for your team to handle?
Yeah, we've been attending to a lot of car accidents involving drivers under the influence of alcohol. We have attended to a few accidents where there has been fatalities. And during this festive time, we've been inundated with amounts of accident calls and trauma cases as opposed to COVID-19 cases.
I know it's hard for you to actually, it's not a science or anything like that, but did you notice an increase in calls for accidents or any, arguments or fights or shootings, stabbings, anything like that after we saw the curfew being removed?
Yeah, after the curfew was removed, we have noticed that there have been gang fights in the Phoenix area, Newlands area, which we operate. There are also collisions that happen during early hours of the morning. One of them was last night. It was about 3 in the morning where a taxi hit into a tree, and there was about 10 injuries on scene. So there has been a significant increase with amount of incidents happening during this time.
Talk to me about these accidents, though. Are you finding a lot of it being private vehicles or these public transport vehicles? Because during this period, we know a lot of people are moving around the city. People are coming into the city on taxis and buses. What are you seeing?
Okay, there have been a relatively small amount of government vehicles involved, but it's mostly private vehicles that are involved.
And just as we have now passed over the New Year's weekend and the Christmas weekend as well, what is the expectation now that the number of calls that you are getting for these types of accidents and other incidents, are they expected to go down now?
We do hope so that it does decrease in this time. But as you do know, schools will start to open and a lot of people use public transport, and we can also expect some sort of increase with taxi-related accidents and municipal transport accidents.
Thank you very much. Gareth Naidu there from KZN VIP Medical. Yes, you've heard road accidents still a problem, but as I mentioned, at least the fatalities have come down, which is something that we now need to wait for those official statistics to find out exactly what those numbers are looking like after things return to normality.